All right, so I have here the Roland VH-14D digital hi-hat. So a recent addition that I've made to the kit is also a double bass pedal. And the problem with a double bass pedal is that normally you're holding the hi-hat closed to get this kind of standard sizzly sound. But if you want to control the double bass, you got to take your foot off of there. And that leaves the hi-hat just open, which maybe you sometimes want that. Maybe for some, hard rock, metal type music, you'd actually want to leave it open. But if you want it closed, you have to switch your foot back and forth. And sometimes that's not really possible. So a device that came with the hi-hat stand is the DW drop clutch, which is this nifty little thing that clamps on here. And normally this little hook would hook onto a piece like this to hold it in place. So then this fastens onto the main rod and this part just moves freely. So I wanted to install that. I couldn't figure out how to install it though, and I've figured it out now, so I thought I'd make a quick video. It wasn't completely obvious. So first off, let's just try installing it in kind of the most obvious way. Now I actually need to move this out of the way. Keep my ride cymbal pretty much over the hi-hat. So let's tilt that out of the way. And then we can just take this off. So this slides off. There's a couple of plugs in here. Oh, you can hear that. So this comes off quite easily. And so you can see actually here's a sensor for it moving up and down. This is the piece that comes with the DW drop clutch. So comparing them, they're pretty similar. The hi-hat will be wedged between these two felts. And in this case, it's wedged between this black plastic piece and this top felt. It's actually kind of a rubbery washer. And they both have the same locking things. This attaches directly to the rod, whereas this is more free-floating, or can attach if you put a key in here. And but normally you would use the drop clutch to just clip onto it. And we'll show how that works a little bit later. But these are the main differences. This is the interesting piece though. This is this kind of interesting angled bit. Alright, so I've taken the other hardware off of this. This is the interesting piece, this little plastic wedge piece. Now the reason it has this wedge is that the plastic inside the hi-hat also has this wedge shape, and this is meant to seat right here. And why you'd want that is, let's see, let's put it on here, and I'll just hold it by hand. But that allows it to rock this way very easily. It allows it to not rock as much this way, and I think most importantly, doesn't allow it to spin in place very much. That's going to be a problem because the hardware that comes with the DW looks like this. So it doesn't have this wedge shape to it. It does come off though, although this does not come off. This is completely just welded onto the metal. It's one piece of metal. Here, I looked very closely at this joint. It's not screwed into this head at all. It just simply does not come off. And that's the thing that had me stumped originally trying to set this up. On the other hand, this piece, has nothing on top that's stuck on there. All of that unscrews easily. But this bottom piece is stuck on there. So I'm completely stuck. I can't put this on the DW hardware. Also, the diameters are slightly different. Just ever so slightly, but things that fit on here don't fit on here. All right, so I got the DW hardware on there just fine. Fits in there nicely. It has the same kind of locking clamps there. I actually took the little rubber washer from the Roland side. Instead of using the felt, I'll just use the rubber. Same kind of idea though. And this bottom piece does fit up inside here. Although obviously it doesn't have the wedge shape to it and it's kind of pressing into the rubber. I might want to protect that with some rubber washer or something. But I'm already worried that it's kind of not seated far enough in, and that's as far down as it goes. Okay. Put this drop clutch on here. You'll see how that works. You just slide this guy on here. Loosen it a bit. And then this just clips in. And of course there's a fastener on this side. I'll put it in the back though. And before I do that, I'll hold the rod down a bit with my foot and clamp it onto that post. And there you go. Now it just operates as a normal hi-hat. Although it sounds a little bit weird, and we'll see why that might be in a moment. Now the real benefit is that I can take my foot off the hi-hat pedal and maybe use the bass drum pedals, and instead of leaving the hi-hat open like this, I can just hit this with my stick and it drops. That's why it's called a drop clutch. And now you get your nice closed sizzly sound. And if you ever want to have control over the hi-hat again, you just put your foot back on the pedal and you can pick it up. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. Now there's a problem though. You can hear, or I can hear anyway, that this doesn't sound like it did with the Roland hardware. And so let's go take a look at the module and see why that would be. So this is the problem. I can see on the display that as I close this slowly with my foot, it comes to where it says on the display that it's closed, a little bit beyond closed even, but it's obviously not actually physically closed. And then as I press harder, it bottoms out on the display. So this is the furthest down reading, 127, but the hi-hat's not actually closed. I can continue to press and physically close it, but it doesn't register the difference then between being here and being here. So it does mean that I can get an open-closed effect, although that doesn't sound as open as usual. So something's wrong there. It's kind of partially or almost closed already when my foot's not even on the pedal. And then if I do actually physically close it all the way, it sounds very, very tightly closed, as if you're pressing down on the pedal. And that is just not the kind of range that you're supposed to be able to get with this pedal. And I think that the problem is that this hardware is touching too soon. So if we look inside here, this piece is sticking out too far and it's pressing down on this earlier than it should. And even with the calibration step, there's not enough range in the calibration to accommodate for that. So we need to do something. All right, so here's the DW assembly, and of course the problem is this guy. It's a little bit too thick. So what I want to do is replace him with a little bit thinner piece. It's not terribly thinner, but it's enough. It's, I don't know, something like 8 millimeters or something we're saving that way. So I'll put this on here. Now I got this piece, I think it came in the DW Drummer Survivor kit. I think it was just like a little bag of hardware that came with one of my DW pieces, I think the hi-hat pedal. So I'm going to use that, and I'm a little bit worried about just damaging the rubber up inside the hi-hat, especially since it doesn't seat that well. So I'm going to use this little washer, little rubber washer. It's 2 millimeters thick, 10 millimeter hole, and it's 30 millimeters wide, which seems to fit just about right. So I'll stick that on there, wedge the hi-hat in between, and we'll see how that works. All right, so there it is in there. I think the rubber washer protects it nicely. It does have a little bit of a gap. It doesn't, obviously seat nicely because of the difference in shape, but it seats quite shallowly, and I actually measured it, and it's exactly the same as the Roland. So a 10 millimeter deep nut there will fit perfectly. Now on this side, this sticks out quite a bit, and a lot of this threading is exposed. There's not really much I can do about that. I didn't want this tube to kind of stick down any further because I didn't want it to interfere with this plastic piece here. I just wanted the nut itself to be touching the plastic and for the tube to be just a little bit sub-flush up inside there. Now that, I believe, will work perfectly. Let's test it out though. Okay, so if I go back over to the module, I can recalibrate, and it will realize that that is closed. And then I can come down and grab it and open it all the way, and it sounds open. I can slowly close it, and it sounds more closed. This becomes actually closed, and I can actually continue to press, and it sounds like you're pressing, which is the way it should be. So very nice. This is exactly what I would like. So one problem is that when you drop it, the value for closed is whatever it calibrated to. And maybe that sounds a little too sizzly to you. It's possible. And so the idea is you can go in and you can adjust the offset yourself. So let's say plus 12. That's further open. Or let's say minus 12. That's more closed. So you can adjust the offset yourself a little bit to taste. And so this is perfect. So one last problem that I have with it is that when you close, that works fine. But if you press a little bit further, there's a little bit of a click. You can see that there's a tiny gap here. And so it'll close, but then it'll close the gap before it presses further. I don't really like that. So one last tiny modification that I'm going to do is to just put another little rubber washer, 2 millimeters thick, 8 millimeter hole. I think it's 16 millimeters around. That seems to fit perfectly. And so we'll put this on here. And again, let's just get it attached at the right spot. And that works perfectly. It'll close and immediately start pressing. It doesn't, I don't hear any click, and I don't feel, you actually can feel a little bit of a click in your foot normally. So that fixes that problem. And it still works fine as a drop clutch. Even with that washer in there, grabs fine, no problem. So this is great. I'm loving the system.